Hey Bob, Jessica Peterson here. Earlier I spoke with Kayla and she thought you would be the one to see this video. So I'm really excited that I'm able to share this with you today. Today I'm going to go over a few tips that you guys can start applying right away. And it's going to make a huge difference for you guys. And I know that because we've used these exact same strategies with over 50 other restoration companies throughout the United States, and it's made a huge impact in their business as well. And I'm not just talking adding more jobs. I'm talking um, goals they didn't even think they would ever be able to achieve by using these exact same strategies. And I know you're probably thinking, well, who is this girl? What is in this for her? Why is she doing this? And you know what? That would be a really fair question because honestly, I am really passionate about everything that you guys do. I am so thankful that you guys exist, that you're out there. You guys are helping families get their lives back. And to me, that is something that's absolutely amazing. And so if I can do these short videos and I can give you just a few tips and you guys can take it and run with it and get more jobs, hire more people, or help more people, get more families back in their home, whether you do it on your own or whether you choose you want to work with us and help you get there even faster. Either way, it doesn't matter because we're helping more people. And that's really what it's all about. So today we're going to walk through three things. We're going to talk about content. We're going to talk about citations. And then finally, we will talk about your backlinks, okay? So you guys have a fabulous looking website. Really like what you guys are doing here. And here's the thing. Google does not rank your website just based on your appearance. It is based on content, and content is key. So you need a ton of content, both on your homepage and throughout your website. Okay, want to make sure that every single image, which is part of your content, is optimized. So this one says flood damage company in San Diego. So that is good. That is a local keyword and it's also branded. So we want to make sure all of your images are doing that, using those keywords behind every image, because that is going to help with indexing. Okay. And then aside from images or any video, it is all of this written content here because, like I said, Google doesn't rank based on appearance. It's based on content. They send little crawlers to your website to read and understand all of this content on your website. And so if your content isn't complete, it doesn't paint the right picture, if it doesn't have the right keyword strategy, Google has no idea what you're about. So this page has to have summaries of each of your major services, and those summaries should be built around your local keywords. Those are the keywords people are actively searching for your services. You want to use the exact match keywords, not just a keyword in San Diego or San Diego County. You want to use the exact match. So that might be San Diego fire damage or water damage restoration San Diego. Okay, you need to use those exact match keywords and build the content around that. You need at least 1,500 words of content on your homepage or more. And while you do have a fair amount of content, you're not quite there yet. So you need to work on your content and keyword strategy. And if your competitor's homepage has more content than you guys do, you need to beef it up even more. So if they have 1,500 keywords, you want to shoot for at least 1,800, okay? And just make sure you have good quality content through all of your pages. So let's take a look at the #1 ranking water damage company in San Diego, and we have Certified Restoration. Again, they have a good website. They have all of these pages for all of the services, and they even have a bunch of pages for their service areas. And their homepage is filled with tons of really good quality content, keyword rich, that really helps Google to understand what they're about. Okay. And then on top of that, they even do tons of blog articles, long form blogs. So with all those pages and all of those articles, they're able to get indexed for a ton of keywords and drive a lot of traffic. So is certified restoration somebody you can beat online? Yes, absolutely you can. But you have to work on your strategy. You have to have more and better content, more dialed in keyword strategy, more pages, etc. Okay. And when we're talking about content, we're not just talking about website content here. We're also talking about your online content on your social medias and your Google business profile. Okay. So we all know when somebody needs service, they're going to do a search in Google with key terms kind of like water damage restoration San Diego. And we want your business to show up as soon as they do that search. And there's 3 different areas that can happen. The first is usually going to be your ads. Normally that would be here with cost per click ads and local service ads. And that can be a really great option as long as you have all of the foundations in place, the good landing pages, etc. If not, it could be really expensive and not produce the way that it should, because that foundation's not in place. So if that's not in place yet, then I would focus on these other strategies. Now, that is going to be your Google business profile, this map pack here, because nearly 30% of people go directly here and do not go anywhere else. So if your Google business profile is not one of the top 3 in your area for each of your services and those keywords, you're leaving 30% of potential jobs every single month on the table and literally handing it to your competition. Okay, so it's really important you work on that strategy. If you don't have the content on your website and you don't have the content and keyword strategy here, there is no place for Google to send those customers looking for your service. You definitely have to employ those strategies. Now, if you're finding you're not in the top 3, or you are maybe for one keyword and not the other services, you need to further optimize that. And you do that with the most important thing, and that's citations. And that is simply listing the name of your business, your address, your phone number, and your website, and listing those on a bunch of directories. We're talking directories are like Yellow Pages, Yelp, Glassdoor, the Better Business Bureau, and even your social media pages are considered citations. So you need a ton of those citations. You need way more than your competition. We need those throughout the internet because every single one of those citations is sending signals to Google to tell them who you are, what you're about, what type of services you offer, where you offer those services. Okay, so it's really important that you have those citations and that you get up into the top of that map pack. And this last section here, this is called your organic section. This is the most important section because 60 to 70% of people will skip the ads, skip the maps, and they come right here. So when your business is not listed for your services with those keywords, you're losing out on a ton of jobs every single month. So now in order to get into these spots, it all comes back to your website. Having this website properly optimized with the right amount of content and keyword strategy is going to help you do that, especially when you support it with your SEO backlinks. So that gets us back to backlinks. So this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to tell us how your website is performing. So we can see here your website has a rating of 11 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. So that's not terrible, but it also means Google still doesn't quite trust your website. And that does, yes, have some to do with the content on your website, but more importantly is the power you send to your website. So like most things in life, things don't work without power. Your website is powered by backlinks. You need a ton of these backlinks. You need more backlinks than what your competitors are doing. But you need to understand that not all backlinks are created equal. This is a popularity contest. You need the good quality, relevant backlinks that are most related to your business, the services you offer. Getting backlinks from similar types of businesses, vendors, or other home service based businesses rather than spammy backlinks. You don't want a backlink from Pizza Hut. You're not serving pizza. So even though that could be a high quality backlink for somebody, it would actually hurt you more than it would help. So you need to go after those good quality backlinks. We need to be sending this constant power to your website. And sending that authority to your website is going to help Google trust your website and promote you. And it's going to help your keywords. Now, because you don't have a whole lot of keyword strategy built into your content, you've only been indexed for 15 keywords, and you're only getting like 18 people to your website. So you're missing out on a ton of jobs every single month by not having those strategies dialed in. And if we look at your keywords, there's 10 spots per page on Google. And the only keywords that are ranking is your brand. And unfortunately, most people don't know who you are when they're doing that search. So you need to be ranking for those local buyer intent keywords related to those searches. If we were to look just at water damage and just in San Diego with just these handful of keywords, there's over 1,000 in potential searches every single month just for water damage in San Diego. So if you could imagine optimizing your entire website for every single one of your services and every area that you service, the type of potential volume you could have coming to your website could be huge. So, you could be adding an extra 20 or more jobs every single month by working on this strategy. If we look at your competitor, you can see here they have a much higher score of a 34, and they have a lot more backlinks. But Google's only crediting one backlink per referring domain, so they still got a bunch of spammy stuff in here. So we don't need to duplicate their spammy stuff. We only need to duplicate their good quality backlinks and then do more than they're doing. Okay? And because they have tons of pages, they got tons of service pages, service area pages, and blogs. They've been indexed for over 2,700 keywords, and they're getting over 2,400 people to their website every single month. So like I said, can these guys be beat? Absolutely, but it is going to take work. You are going to have to do better than they are doing. So when you follow each of these tips I have provided to you today, your content, your citations, and backlink strategy, and work those together, you guys have a huge opportunity here to not only be more competitive, but actually dominate for some of these businesses and areas that you service. And you are more than welcome to take all the information I have given you today and run with it and apply it and start really bringing in those jobs. But at Peterson SEO, this is our specialty. And we specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So if you want help employing these strategies and maybe even moving this process even faster, go ahead and reach out and give us a call or send us an email, and we'd be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.